549 games I've done now. Okay, 2048, good luck. Oh, 1-0 down this opponent, so we have played before. 900 games. What do I want to do? I'm just going to go e6 and probably d5 or knight up. Let's go d5. Okay, I'm going to play bishop up and then knight up if he checks. I'm just trying to get developed in castle in some way, shape or form. He's gone there, so that means I can really go here without the one move bishop to g5. So I'm just going to try and castle. Okay, we get castled. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with the bishop. I never tend to play this opening too brilliantly well. But let's go here. Bishop up. And then it's whenever I want to mix it up by trading the bishop for the knight or dropping back. Not sure yet, but I'm just looking to develop the bishop. So get onto the nice diagonal. Okay, takes. So what do we want to do? If I take, am I allowing the Greek gift? Takes, knight check, and I cover it. So I do have an option to take with a knight, but he can probably fly forward. Takes. Am I getting trapped? I'm not sure. It's tempting though to break the pawn structure up, but then d5 guards here. Let's just keep it straightforward. Try and guard against the pawn push. It's a case of whether I drop the bishop back or try and trade it. I'll probably drop the bishop back. I'm not sure where yet. Then obviously I need to move my knight somewhere to complete my minor piece development. The previous game we played could have been in any time control. It might well have been a rapid game, but it could have been in anything. Yeah, relatively new account, just hundreds of games in all time controls. But I'm probably going to drop my bishop back, I would think. I'm not sure d6 or e7. Just go for slow, steady development. I wonder if he's seen some sort of tactic. He goes for the queen move. So going for logical development. I'm looking at a move like bishop up just to try and get rid of this annoying bishop. But am I blundering something like trade, queen down? I mean, I could take the knight. So bishop up might be a move. Otherwise, I'm looking at dropping back, but you might run into some slight issues here. So back. If he were to push... No, I'm going to develop my knight. But if I develop the knight, I don't then have the option of bishop up. Might not get another chance to play this. But I'm looking at dropping back as well to go c5 at some point. Yeah, I'm going to drop back. If he pushes down, I'll just take. And then I'm still considering whether it's possible to try and eliminate this annoying bishop. It could be very dangerous later in the game. And equally, of course, if we get a chance to push an early c5 potentially. But we need the knight moving somewhere to complete the minor piece development. Okay, he's come forward. So what if I play bishop up now? If you take, I can take here. You take, I can take back. Pawn down is covered. That feels all fine to me. We'd end up with knight versus bishop knight, but that feels fine, doesn't it? So I'm just looking at keeping it simple here. Am I blundering though? Knight takes, take a bishop. Knight down, for instance, I just take the queen, right? Here, if he takes... I could just go for the development move with the knight, let him take. Actually, no, not now, because I want to take with a queen. Maybe rook across then. Let's play rook across. If he takes, we'll just take back. And now I'm still looking at this sort of idea. There's a little bit less risk now, because the queen won't attack two pieces now the bishop's gone. So a little bit less risky. And c5 I'm also looking at, and again, still trying to get this knight up into the game. But if I go here, then obviously I'll lose bishop a6 option. But I'm just looking also knight up and c5, get the rook behind, that sort of concept. So he's played bishop up. So again, here, takes, takes. You've got ideas like bishop down, haven't you? No, I'm ruling that one out, I think. Again, here, and he comes here. Right now it's covered, right? So pawn down. Yeah, if he plays pawn down, I can always move the knight out the way so I can still drop back. Otherwise, I'm just trying to look for common sense development moves. Okay, rook across. I just got to watch out for a quick attack on the queen. And don't want to get the queen trapped. Does happen. Otherwise, c5. He might go b4, he might do. In which case, we'll probably have to try and think of another plan. Knight forward might be a move, actually, to hit the bishop. And see if he gives up his light squared bishop. Yeah, he's played queen across to hit that pawn. I thought I could push up here, and it might actually guard this threat at the same time. Bishop here. I think I can simply move, so I'm not going to waste all day on that one. So you might be able to just do this anyway and just ignore it. I need to get some sort of counterplay, don't I? Try and get my pieces into my opponent's half. A move like knight up, but obviously bishop down could be annoying. Maybe rook across. He might even play straight away now. Bishop takes. At least my queen's got a square. But c5 is what I want to play. That's a move I would really like to play if I can make it work. Gain a little bit of space for all my pieces. And of course, at some point, push one of these pawns to give the king a bailout square for later in the game. My opponent will probably do the same at some point. Oh, he's played rook up, yeah, so he's going for that immediate pressure on the pawn. So it's getting to a point I might have to do this. Then I'm threatening to just push on, but if you take, I could potentially take with a knight and hit the queen and bishop. So it feels like a good time to play it. So here, if takes, I go with the knight. I hit the queen and bishop. You do have queen back though. So knight takes, queen back. I've still got either rook across, and then I can shift the following move, can't I? Yeah, I'm going to play it because it's just going to be a backward pawn under a lot of pressure if I don't. Now, I could take with a pawn and sack a pawn on the outside and then try and push on. So that's an option. If you take, I could go with a pawn, sack this one and try and push. It's a clean pawn sack though, isn't it? So it could be a bad gamble. It could be. It could be. Let's just see what my opponent does. I'll get the cursor off the board there so there's no accidental slips. Okay, so he's played the annoying bishop down move, so I assume I need to play a rook across here. I don't think I've got many other options to even consider here, have I? But could I potentially push the pawn on? I'm just wondering. Pawn on now, because if he takes, I can simply take back. So is b3 a crushing move? I can't then push on. I'd have to let white take and take back. But we create a threat. Rook across is the logical move, or even potentially rook up, but rook across just to break the pin and guard at the same time. Or I could play the simple bishop up actually and charge the bishop that way. Bishop up now, what's wrong with that? Take, 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 take. If pawn takes, say, knight take, you know, I'm going to break the pin. I don't want to burn all my time advantage. I'm up a little bit on the clock. So I'm going to try and keep some of it if I can. I don't think he'll give up the bishop here, but if he does, I could go with the knight to try and still cover his knight jumping in. But pawn forward, it's risky because of b3, and I can't then push on again. Yeah, so I do still have this move, but risky. I do have knight up here in mind to hit the bishop. I like the kind of concept of this, just after b3. I wonder if I can play knight here with a view to then going on. Bishop up I don't like. I'm just going to play a holding move while I try and figure something out and not burn the clock. So if he takes now, I'm still probably taking back with the knight. And I'm looking at knight forward as well. We've got options, but I don't want to burn all my clock. I like knight up, but I've got to consider he might give up the bishop and take. Can't really move the knight now without allowing him to crash through and gain at least one pawn. And like I say, pawn forward looks very natural, but I think b3 could be awkward. Maybe I can simply take and trade some rooks off. He just takes back. And maybe I'm no worse. But equally, I don't want to completely simplify the game too much. So I'm looking at knight here to hit the bishop so the other knight can come this way. But here, what if he just takes? But knight here takes, queen takes, rook takes, takes. I've still got knight takes, haven't I, potentially? I'm going to play it, go forward, hit the bishop. He might actually take now and simplify the game. But I'm quite happy to play an endgame. And I've still got the option of taking with the rook. I'll have to just calculate it. But if he takes, I think I can take with the knight. There's no one move pawn push to hit the rook, to hit my knight if it's here. So that's what he's lining up. So I think I do need to prepare to push now. But I could take his bishop, couldn't I? I'm going to do that. Take the bishop and jump the knight across. It does concede ground here though. I'm going to jump the knight out of the way. And if he pushes, I'm intending to go on now. Oh, he's taken immediately. Okay. So I'm conceding this pawn. But can I ignore it and push? I'm going to go with the pawn and I think push on. Try and open this diagonal up. Seriously risky chess this. But here, if he takes, I can't take back, I don't think. Well, rook takes, bishop takes, it looks dicey. So I think it's a free pawn. I think he can take it, and he has. So what about just going here instead then? That feels wrong as well. Now let's push on. I'm trying to stay up on the clock. I'm maybe going a bit too quick here, not using my time. I'm trying to unleash the scope of the bishop. If takes, I guess I could even go with the queen in this position. And then I want to get the bishop, I'm not sure where, either back to keep it protected or in the middle to gain more scope, just simply cover more squares. But obviously g2 is the target we're aiming for. Not quite sure how we get it yet, but that's the target. Simple threat right now. If takes, I assume I go with the queen. Knight across could be a bit of a problem though. If takes here, rook takes, take with the bishop because I want to keep the other rook on the board. Yeah, I've got to slow down and use my time. We're up 2.5 minutes. I've got to use it. So what do I do? So we've got a simple move, queen up, and he's got a very simple knight across. So that's not really an option. Queen takes, knight here. Then I can drop the queen back. I create the mate threat. And he can't just take in one move. But equally, I can't then just guard the pawn realistically anywhere. So take, if knight here. I've not got a lot, have I? So I think I need to take with a pawn. I'm going to go with a pawn. I'm going to take with a bishop. I'm going to try and redeploy the bishop over on this side of the board and just try and stay solid here. Hope they don't promote. Obviously that's chess. If they do, they do. Now that's a move that kind of overlooked. I think I've only got one playable move here. Got to shift this rook. I don't want it under permanent attack. Yeah, he strikes out. So I might have to go here. I can't go there, there, or there. So I've only got one move to consider. So let's just play it. That's kind of what I'd like to do, all this, to put pressure on. But these pawns, if they get down the board, they might be unstoppable. Right, knight up. So if I go here now, he's got this sort of idea. But is that too bad? I'm not sure it is. Now, do I have rook up to pin there? That feels dangerous to me. So bishop here. In, I can simply trade. So I like the look of bishop here. Knight down, I can simply take. But here, what do I do if he attacks the bishop? Say queen in. Maybe I go here then. But then I'm allowing knight across. Say rook over, knight check up, and I think I'm fine, aren't I? I'm going to go this way and trust that I can step out the way of this sort of concept. Oh, I blundered. I can't. I can't because he's got the check and he hits my bishop that I've just put there, so I have to go here. Oh, no, he just checks and he wins the actual rook anyway. Oh, I've blundered it completely, haven't I? I've fluffed it completely. And I've got him under time pressure and I haven't used my extra time. Oh, that's a calamity. Because now I've blundered another piece. I've blundered a piece. If I go here, he just simply takes. And if I move, rook takes, takes, queen takes with check. Oh, it's an absolute joke, isn't it? What the heck have I done? What the heck have I done here? Can I push on then? Takes up. I've only got 30 seconds to survive and I've fluffed it. So I'm assuming I have to come back. Rook takes, takes, queen takes, pawn up. He just takes, so queen back. I have to go for this line. I've just chucked it completely. I cannot believe what I've done here. I cannot believe this. He can repeat if he wants to. Oh, what's he done there? So here. Trade, trade, down. I don't think I can trade, can I? But here, is he just getting a mating net? I have to risk it. I have to risk the mating net. I have to come back, I think. Yeah, and I've lost the game. I just didn't see it. Right, we put this game through the engine now, and it shows just really, really good play by my opponent there. Essentially better the whole entire game, apart from a slight little blip here where we're level. Although I've played it just a near perfect game at our level, 95% accuracy, 88% by myself with just the one blunder there. And that's just right at the very end when I've just blundered checkmate. But I'm still, you know, drastically worse here. I was just hoping there was some sort of repetition somewhere, or I could run the clock down, but clearly I couldn't. Yeah, engine says I have to take the bishop there, otherwise it's just lost. So well done to my opponent there for a good win.